Today we're going to talk about breeding mini doodles and how that actually happens when you're starting with a golden retriever that's a larger dog. If you think if you're going to start with a golden retriever that is 60 pounds and a mini poodle that's 10 pounds, you're going to add those numbers together and then you're going to divide it by 2. So 35 pounds is about where many of them are going to be. You still can have some that are 60 pounds like the mom, and you might have 1 or 2 that are smaller. They're not going to be the size of the male. So a lot of people are misled with mini golden doodles when the parents are the original golden retriever and poodle. It's better to go further in the line. And if you watched our first video, F1s can tend to shed. So you may want to stay away from the F1 if you have allergies. It would be better to go further in the line. So with us, we have an F1B and she weighs 15 pounds, and then our daddy weighs 22 pounds. So again, we're going to go right in the middle of those sizes as far as the size goes. Now, these are not mini golden doodles. These are our mediums, and they are 3 weeks old tomorrow. And our minis will go home maybe a little bit bigger than this. So they're teeny tiny, and the good news is you're going to get to see some of them because they were born last night. Let's talk about some traits of a mini golden doodle. You have the golden retriever that's just the gentle, goofy, fun, loving family dog. You have the standard poodle that's the very laid back, very loyal family dog. Then when you get into the miniatures, you do get a little more of the yippy and nippy, kind of a little old man syndrome with your smaller breeds. But again, you're breeding down in size. So you're bringing in that golden retriever to balance out temperament. It is critical that a breeder look at temperament when selecting their parents, as well as the genetic history and testing that we do. So you want to know that. Getting a golden doodle is a little more involved than getting a regular registered AKC dog, because a lot more goes into it to breeding the appropriate traits that you want to get, not just in temperament but in genetics, because you want to know what each of those dogs brings to the table in terms of genetic history. I thought I'd let you see these little babies as they play today.
If you think these puppies are cute, like and subscribe.
Again, these are 3 weeks old tomorrow. Eyes are open, they're crawling around, growling at each other, having a lot of fun. Now, again, when you're deciding on size, if you're in a smaller apartment, then a mini golden doodle is going to be your better option. If you have a yard and want a little bit bigger dog, look at the size of, again, the parents to see what size the puppy will be. The different sizes vary between different websites. We call our mediums, which are also considered standards because they're bred with a standard poodle, which are these babies, and ours range from 40 to 60. Some charts will show that over 50 pounds is considered standard, and between 30 and 50 is considered medium. So be sure and ask your breeder what their size is. With the minis, again, wide range. You'll hear about petite and micro. But we need to be a little more concerned about the health and the genetic history. When we breed a dog that small, that can bring into a lot of genetic problems and disease traits, weaker bones, cardiovascular system, when we're breeding them too small. So really look into how small that baby is. Yes, you can have a runt that is smaller, but again, you want to look at the genetic history and you want to look at the size, because bringing it down smaller and smaller to fit in your purse is not always in the best interest of the dog. These little babies are looking for their mom, but this is their first time in grass. I'll introduce them as you've seen them grow. This right here is Shaggy. It's a little boy, and he already has a home. Our theme is Scooby-Doo. Shaggy is keeping his name. This is Daphne. They're still doing their little swimming thing, so their legs go out because they swim to mom. We got one that's unhappy. This is Daphne. She has not been selected yet, but she does have a home. Come here, love. Come here. This is Scooby-Doo, but his name is now Anchor. And he is a chunk. But he just wanted a little extra attention. And here is Velma. She's a female. All of these are reserved. We won't do selections until puppies are 6 weeks and we can see more of their coat and their fur, with the exception of our males. They knew exactly which one they wanted, so they've already chosen. Our females will wait just a little bit longer because we're going to change dramatically in our face. Our mini litter was born last night and they weighed between 5 and 6.5 ounces. This litter, when they were born, weighed between 12 ounces and up to a pound. We expected them to be even smaller, so we were so excited that they were a little bit bigger. They are all very healthy. It is a wonderful array of colors, from blonde to red. We have some with a little mark on their foreheads. So we're excited to show you those babies. They're all doing well. Mommy's doing well. Our x-ray showed 7, which is actually a pretty large litter for a mini, but there were actually 8. We have one that was hiding on that x-ray. We have 6 males and 2 females. Reserved as well. Now we're going to talk about price with mini doodles. Mini doodles are more expensive in most cases because it is harder to breed them and get the standard that you are looking for. They range from $1,500 on up to $5,000. Around this area, they average about mid-2000s. We just happen to be a little bit less on that. With standard Goldendoodles, that's a broader range and range from about 1,000 up to 3,500 as well. So expect that price. Because these dogs are in such demand, any good breeder with good ethical practice that raises puppies in their home, there's going to be a waiting list. There's not going to be any half-price sale, we'll ship for free or ship for a really low price. That just doesn't happen. Again, I will tell you in almost every video, this is a huge scam market. Make sure you see pictures of the parents, you see pictures of the puppies, you talk to the breeder in person, and you also FaceTime with the puppies as well, because you want to know what you're actually getting. Puppies need to be raised inside. Socialization is very critical, and I'm not talking just loving on a puppy like this. That is important too, but a specialized program for them to put them through different tests and different trials to see how they respond, so that they're good puppies for children and for families, and they're well adjusted in their homes. One of the new scams you may also see out there is somebody rehoming one, and usually they're rehoming 2. That they just moved or they've had some kind of terrible event occur and they just want to find the very best home for their babies. They won't charge you anything, but later on they'll end up charging you. So watch out for these scams and don't get your hopes up until you can actually talk to them in person. The key is to talk to someone in person. We talk to all of our owners on the phone. We respond with text, pictures, FaceTime, any way they want to communicate, so they know that we are the real deal and we take this very seriously. Oh, am I boring you? I'm boring him. Her. Sorry. Velma. mini Goldendoodles. They were born yesterday between 7:30 and 9:30 p.m. They were actually born within 2 hours, 8 of them. Look how tiny they are. They weigh between 5 ounces and 7 ounces. Amazing. Eyes are closed. We don't really have all the fur on our nose yet. Ears are closed. All they know to do is to seek warmth, to find mom, and they swim. You can see them swim with their little legs trying to find the warmth of my hands, just like I'm mom. These are 2 of the little girls. We have a little abstract marking right here on the forehead, a little heart, and then a darker red one. And those colors will change and get a little bit darker as time goes on. In the first 3 days, we only handle them when we're weighing them, and we weigh them 3 times a day so we can make sure that they are nursing and that they're getting enough, because they should increase in weight as they go. So we're taking them out to weigh them to show you these 2 little girls. And then at 3 days is when we start neurological stimulation.
Make sure to scroll down and like that button and subscribe. Come on, what are you waiting for? Hit that like button.